Tupac movie has been shot,
Yes.
and I know that Edie and Noble were
Yes.
actually in the movie,
Yes.
playing themselves.
Yes. Yes.
You were not in the movie.
I'm not in the movie. You
Okay.
know, I spoke to LT and I made it clear that I won't be acting or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm really not into, that's not my field anymore. But if he wanted to have me a part played in the movie, I would have said no problem. I would have supported. But I guess they decided to not even have someone play me in the movie, you know, for whatever reason. We never really got into details.
Okay.
But I'm happy either way. You know what I mean?
So why did you decide not to be in the movie? Because from what I understand, you were asked to be in the movie.
I was contacted by LT Hutton. He kept saying that he wanted to talk to me. He wanted to fly me down to Atlanta. I happened to be in New York City, I think it was last year or the year before. Yeah, last year. And he said, I want to bring you to the set, you know, and I told him, for what? I really don't want to hang on the set. You know, I knew it was going to be drinking and smoking and these type of things. I try to avoid these type of atmosphere, you know, not to the point where I think I'm better than anyone. I just don't want to be around, you know, the stuff that can remind me of a life that I'm trying to run away from. You understand? So I told him, you know, what do you want me to come to the set for? He never really got back at me. I was in touch with Edie and them about the movie, but then I heard some other sides of the movie, so I just said, you know, it's better for me to just stay away from it, be mutual, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
The movie's not out yet.
Yes, yes.
It's supposed to come out at the end of the year. People who have seen it said that it's good.
Yes, they like it, yes.
Do you regret not being in it at all?
No, I don't regret, you know what I mean? I really don't. I'm pretty much more happier that I haven't have any involvement in the movie. You know, after hearing the side from the Tupac family and the way they feel about the movie, I'm glad that I didn't have no involvement at all. You know what I mean?
When you say the Tupac family, you mean Afeni?
Yeah, Feeney, before she passed away, you know, she was pretty much, she didn't agree with that movie, you understand? But she couldn't speak about it because she have a lawsuit against her that pretty much told her that she cannot even, none of the family members would be able to tell their side of what they think of the movie. So most people think because she's an executive producer that she's involved in it, but she got sued into submission pretty much, you know? So when I heard what Tupac family, you know, how they felt about it, I said, I'm really glad that I didn't have any involvement in it, you know?
Okay, so even though Afeni is an executive producer of the movie,
yes,
there was a lawsuit around, I guess she didn't want the movie to come out?
She didn't want to move. From what I know from talking to some of the family members, what happened is that when her lawyer pretty much had her sign something, giving her the consent of the movie, when she thought she was signing something to pretty much to say, I agree to meet with these people about the movie. So when she found out that signature, because this lawyer she been dealing with maybe for the last 20 years, so she pretty much trusts her. If the lawyer come and say, okay, sign this is what this means, Afeni blindly would trust her and sign it. So when it come to find out that she signed over the rights or her agreement in the movie, she took them to court, you know, and speaking to family members, she lost because she actually ran out of money. So she couldn't continue to fight, you know? So when she didn't have money to continue.
Afeni Shakur, who owns the Tupac catalog,
yes,
ran out of money in court?
Well, maybe she ran out.
Right.
Maybe she ran out of the money, what they explained to me. Maybe the budget that she put together for her lawyers, maybe that came to an end. You know, I'm sure nobody want to spend all their money on lawyers fighting. And so I'm not saying that she ran out of money personally, but with court, she didn't want to shoot any more money to the lawyers.
Okay, how close were you to Afeni?
Well, Fanny, man, she always been an aunt to me. You know, she always been like an aunt to me. The last years, leading up to her death, I've been in contact with her, even from Saudi Arabia. She gave me the rights for my documentary, for example. She pretty much gave me the rights to use the footage of Tupac, the interviews, the pictures and everything. And she pretty much said, I don't want nothing back, you know. So that pretty much, you know, got us closer within the last couple of years. I admit that it went some time that I wasn't in touch with her the way I supposed to. But I thank God before she left, I was able to really be in contact with her.
You were around Tupac and his family and everyone else at the time of his death.
Yes.
How did Afeni take it when she first found out about her only son being murdered?
Yes.
After being shot and going through everything he went through.
From what I remember, you know, Faye, she was a very strong woman. You know, Fanny was a very strong woman, and she was very strong with hiding her emotions. You know, of course, every mother would be going through extreme pain and emotions and distress and distraught and just unhappiness and sadness when they lose their child. But Fanny, she was a woman that even after the death of Pac, when she went out, she was still smiling in the face of the people.
Really?
Yeah, she was that type of woman. Like the next day or two, you would see her talking and smiling. You understand? Like she was a strong woman, you know, but of course she was in pain for sure.
As time went on, she managed to get her business together. I mean, because I guess the time that the Tupac died, the business was a mess.
Yes, a lot of people don't know. See, Pac wasn't good at. He wasn't a businessman. When people hear like, how can Pac, one of the #1 selling rap artists on the planet or in America worldwide, we hear that when he died, he didn't have that much money. You understand? What people don't know, Pac, he really, from what I remember, Pac, he was more into his talent. He was more into putting that music out. He wasn't the type of individual that was really looking to the business side of the music industry. He loved to go in the studio, perform, and I don't remember him saying, okay, let me see the paper, let me see my records, where's my taxes, where's the accountant. He really wasn't strong on his business side of things, you know? So after his death, his mother had to come and pretty much take over and get strong with it.
Yeah, and I mean, from what I understand, she got pretty much the whole catalog.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I mean, all the stuff that was owed to her. I mean, Suge,
sure.
I guess, got a piece as well.
For sure,
Interscope
yeah.
got their piece, but she ultimately...
It went to her. You know, I think it was her rights. You know, that's her son.
Yeah.
And I think if Pac was living, it would have been his. You know, he would have owned rights of his music. So I feel like automatically it should go to his mother. You know what I mean? It seemed like the right thing to do.
Did you talk to her while she was going through that whole fight and trying to get all this stuff back?
Of course, we was with her. You know, after the death of Tupac, we was at Fanny. We was still living in this house in Calabasas, and she came to us and she said, "Can you do me a favor? I need you guys to come back to Atlanta with me."
Okay.
So we left and went back to Atlanta with her to make sure she was okay. So we was with her around the whole time. You know what I mean? When she didn't pretty much sit us down and go into details about her business, but we knew what was going on for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
And she ultimately got
yeah, she got it.
her.
Yeah. She won it.
How did you feel when you saw Tupac's mother and Biggie's mother come together? I forgot, it was at an award show or something like that?
Yeah, I remember that. I think that's a good thing. You know what I mean? I respect that. I respect that both of them was able to do that. And especially at that time, losing somebody like Pac and somebody like Biggie, it was a time that we needed to see some type of like peace and some type of unity, you know what I mean? So I think that was, you know, most of us rappers, a lot of us, we didn't really have no guidance, you know what I mean? We didn't really have no older people to look up to. So to see, unfortunately, that most of us didn't have parents, you know what I mean? To see two women coming together saying, look, stop this mess and coming together live on television, I think that was a good thing for sure.
No, absolutely. I thought it was great.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you know Feeney's husband at the time that she passed?
I spoke to him a few times over the phone.
Okay.
You know, I never met him personally. I don't think I ever met him personally.
I guess after, well, I guess he was trying to sue her before she died, and then after she died, I guess there was some sort of grab for resources.
And that's sad, you understand, from so many points of views, because you got to look at it like a man. You know, Fanny, that music belonged to Pac. That estate belonged to Pac. That money belonged to Pac. So for a man to come and try to sue his wife to take what was pretty much rightfully hers before he was even in the picture,
right?
You know, I never can respect an individual like that, you know. You got to understand, I guess he look at it like Fanny didn't have no men in her corner. You know, if Pac was alive, I'm sure he wouldn't have been doing these things, because Pac would have been on the first plane to North Carolina, even if it wasn't, I'm not saying he would have been violent, but he would have sat that man down face to face. You know, unfortunately, you know, after Pac died, where's the men in Fanny's life that should have been at least on the phone with him saying, listen, man, this is my aunt, or this is, how can you do this? You know, she pretty much felt like she was alone fighting that battle.
Yeah, very sad to lose her also.
Very sad, for sure, very sad, very sad.